Wednesday, and we're in December. Let's see, we have the back to NWEA tomorrow, but today is supposed to be normal-ish. We're going to talk about poetry quiz in a moment, coming up on Friday, and we're going to go from there. No one in this class I have to torture today, finally. Only took us about a week, but we finally got there. So Friday, we have our first real poetry quiz. So way back when we did short stories, you had to read a short story for the quiz. On this one, you're not reading a short story, it's poetry, but there are 2 poems you're going to have to read for quiz coming up. So if you look on the back side of your current paper where we're reading Caterpillar, this poem's already on there, the one that says Living Tenderly. It's a 2-stanza poem. It's going to be another one of those, like a mystery. We have to figure out who the speaker in the poem is and find the similes and metaphors that help you get to it, stuff like that. This one is the other poem, and we've already done the first 2 stanzas. They were on last week's quiz about the evil teacher and the popcorn and stuff like that. I'm giving you the second 2 stanzas for this one. This is what Friday's quiz will be over. Your ability to read a poem and then understand what goes into it. Today, when we do Caterpillar, that's our practice. I'm going to show you how I want you to break down a poem, and then we're going to see how well you can do it on your own. To help you with that, Friday is going to be a Socratic quiz. The ones where you get to work with other people and stuff like that, which again, only does you any good if people have actually read the poem and can try to help you through it. But I'm thinking this might be a little tough for some of you because there's a chance some of you are not going to actually read the poems, which will definitely make the quiz a little bit tougher. Given poetry is shorter, so it's not as long as a short story, but it does require a bit more understanding because you have to figure out who the speaker is in this one by going through and looking at the similes and metaphors. And then same thing over here, you have to figure out who the speaker is by using similes and metaphors and clues and stuff like that. To help you again, the poems, I have posted them already to Canvas. I'm also sending them out tonight on Remind, and then tomorrow I will have a review guide to help you out because I have to finish writing the quiz. I still have a few more questions to wrap up, and then I'll do the review guide, and then I'll give all of that to you guys then. And then that'll be quiz coming up on Friday. Sharier. Never yet. No. Emory.
Do you have lead?
I do not. I just have pencils.
I have lead in my locker. Wait, can I have a pencil?
Sure. You want to borrow one?
Yeah.
Bring me a shoe. Then I have to charge. Well, I guess no, because you just just ran out of lead. That can be nice to you. Then, I think we'll get back to poemy thing here. So let's help you out. I think you're probably safe on that one. You're looking at your eye. Then we've just got a chance to do our little poemy thing from there. You guys, as we get through our somewhat entertaining poem today, who do we have reading stanza 1?
Me!
And who is stanza 2?
Me.
Stanza 3?
Me.
Stanza 4?
Cameron. Me.
Stanza 5? And 6?
Gio.
Nicely done.
What?
Did we get through stanza 1 yesterday with you guys?
Yeah. We got through all of them.
We got through all of them?
No, we didn't.
Well, no. As
We
in...
got through 1 too. We read through all
I didn't get to read. Oh yeah, I did.
We read through all of them, but we went
Correct.
back
But
to
then we didn't get a chance to actually...
I think we should just read all of them again.
Well, we're going to, but bit by bit. So stanza 1 again. We'll just do 1 stanza at a time as we break it down.
What is that?
That's you, Emery. Oh, 2. Under this loop... I'm sorry. Nope. Under this loop of honeysuckle, a creepy colored caterpillar, in jaw, the bright green hawthorn spray. I nibble it by leaf. Wait, no. I nibble it leaf by leaf away.
Thank you, Emery. So on this, I'm going to go through real quick. We're going to break it down, figure out who speaker is, what the speaker's doing, some of the words you don't know, stuff like that. I know, right? Under this loop of honeysuckle, a creeping colored caterpillar, I gnaw the fresh green hawthorn spray. I nibble it leaf by leaf away. So, well, 1, we have alliteration. Nice.
Colored
It's
caterpillar.
ABCC.
Creeping colored caterpillar. That's rhyme scheme right there.
I know. I was just saying.
Look at you flexing.
I know.
And then, did we talk about what honeysuckle is?
Yeah.
Like
Reese
the
ate
flower.
it.
It's
I
like-
found out who it was. I tracked them down.
Nicely done. It was Reese. So the honeysuckle, what did I say they look like?
Honey. I mean, flowers.
Bugles.
You never told us.
Buggles.
So I went and tracked down a picture because I was telling some of my class. They basically look like little bugles on the end of them. And so basically this is what global honeysuckle looks like, but instead of being crunchy, it's a flower. And then did we talk about hawthorn spray?
No, we didn't.
Does
You
that
know
get
what
away
it is?
from
It's like minty fresh.
No.
So hawthorn spray is not what I use to spray kids that make poor choices or to keep a cat off a couch. Ooh, the word that we struggled a little bit with, you guys know what gnaw is?
Yeah, like two. I said that yesterday.
Like, if you were to look at the pencil that Emery's using, you would see the fact that it has been gnawed on. And so that would be gnaw. I'm holding on to it. And then from there,
Not
it also tells us that whatever this hawthorn spray is green and fresh.
And you can chew on it.
And you can, well, you probably can't chew
Well,
on it,
I can't.
but the speaker in the poem can chew on it. And if you figured out who the speaker is, and then knowing the fact that it's something green that the caterpillar chews on, hawthorn spray then would be
Leaf.
nice little. So a hawthorn spray is just a type of leaf.
I said it's green.
And so
Why is it called a
it's the way it's supposed to look like. If you imagine having a spray bottle, it looks like it comes from the plant and like the leaves spray out and like this big kind of, I didn't name it.
understand.
And it's just called a spray because the way the leaves come out, they just spray out. Emery,
He's gnawing on his pencil.
he would be gnawing on his pencil. There you go. Good example on that one again. And then who did you say our speaker was? Caterpillar. And our caterpillar so far has one hobby that he's doing that we know of, his only activity, which is
Gnawing.
now eating. What are your two clues he's eating?
Gnaw.
Leaf in a
Gnaws one,
And nibble it and gnaw.
nibbles the other. So there's our caterpillar who's going nom 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 and just nibbling on a leaf, chilling, having a little happy caterpillar life. So by the way, like this are the kinds of questions I'll ask on the quiz for Friday. Just being able to break it down and know what's going into it. Stanza 2, we're going to introduce a bad guy into the poem and some scary things.
It's gonna be a bug.
It's gonna be mean. It's
Oh
gonna
man.
Go for it, stanza 2.
That's you, Nala.
Out loud.
Down beneath grow dandelions, daisies, old man's looking glasses, rooks flat croaking. Across the lane, I eat and swallow and eat again.
Nice one. I'm going to change how the one of the words is said. I'm going to see if you can pick up on the word, and then 2, see if you can figure out why I change how it's said. Other than that, it's perfect. Down beneath grow dandelions, daisies, old man's looking glasses, rooks flap croaking across the lane. I eat and swallow and eat again.
Again.
Nice one.
So it rhymes.
And it's because it rhymes. So on this one, as we start to figure out rhyme scheme, which is
A,
what we're
B, B.
gonna do tomorrow, here you have the fact that you have lane, and then this has to rhyme with it. So instead of pronouncing it as again, it becomes again. There's another part in the poem that we're going to have where this same thing happens again, and because of how the words rhyme, it's going to sort of change how the things are. So you have lane and again. You guys know what dandelions are?
Yeah, they're weeds. They're
I'll
the
give
things.
them
What do they look like?
They
have like little white
something.
So this is dandelion, and even though I've had kids say they're flowers, which is very nice of you,
They're
technically
not.
they're
They're
actually
two
We're supposed to eat them.
and these become these.
Oh
which
yeah, you're supposed to eat those.
I have
give
kids who
me allergies.
every year I have a kid who seems to not know the fact that these become these.
I didn't
and
know that.
They're the exact same thing. They start off as yellow ones, and then when
Then you
they're
blow
ready
it.
to spread and pollinate,
You
they
blow
do
it.
like a little, they close up like a little upside down ice cream cone, and then they go, phew, and it opens up into this. When you take those and go onto them and they go everywhere, that
seeds.
spreads little weeds everywhere. Which is why if you do it like in your grandma's yard, she yells at you and she's like, "What are you doing?" Because now you've added more weeds everywhere. Emery?
Can I sit down?
Yeah, that's fine. You do the same. That's fine. And so those are dandelions. You guys know what daisies are?
Yes, they're
Yeah,
also
those
weeds.
are
Those are white
yellow
flowers
flowers with like a brown
yeah.
thing in
They're
them.
the white ones.
That's a sunflower.
Kind of cool. So,
Yes.
if you've ever seen in cartoons where they do the "he loves me not, he loves me," they pluck out. This is the flower they use for that because it has so many petals. You can sit there and pluck as you go around through them. So that is what a daisy is. Here's where it gets to the kind of question I'm going to ask you on quiz. old man's looking glasses. It has nothing to do with stumbly old people. It has nothing to do with old men or glasses at all. Can you guess as to what it is when it says down beneath grow dandelions, daisies, old man's looking glasses?
Is it like blurry or something?
Glasses for old
A
man.
magnifying?
That's what you just said.
No, it's like kids.
Water.
The ground.
Let me help you out. I think this is one of the tougher questions I would put on a quiz. So as you go through it, it said, well, one, it says down beneath. You have to go back to the previous stanza.
Is he looking down the
What is in the what's the caterpillar on the previous stanza?
The leaf.
The leaf. So down below that leaf, we have dandelion. What is a dandelion? A type of
Flower.
daisies is a type of.
Flower.
So we're talking about things growing. This would be a
weed?
A worm.
type of flower.
Flower.
See how it's giving you a list of down beneath grow, and it gives you a thing, gives you a thing. It's not going to go dandelions, daisies, stumbly old people dropping things.
Wait, what is
It's just,
it?
I don't know why it's called old man's looking glasses. It's just another name for a type of weird flower.
That's pretty cool flower.
Ooh.
Hey, get
Then
my phone there.
we introduce our bad guy in the poem, Brooks. Not the chest piece that you get to move
Oh,
around.
isn't that like a type of frog or something? Or like
Why
a...
do you say frog?
Because a rook, like the frog...
Ribbit?
Ribbit? Like
That's like it's a croak.
Not bad.
It croaks.
So-
It croaks. It croaks.
Because of the croaking. Frog is a solid idea. The problem is, there's another clue in the poem that's going to tell you it shouldn't be a frog.
Oh,
He keeps eating. He keeps eating.
it's
Nothing
down
to
below. Frog.
Because it's just
A
nuts.
toad?
Vintasso?
It says flap.
It says flapping.
Oh,
I
I
couldn't hear
A
you.
butterfly.
So what flaps?
A butterfly.
Wing.
A butterfly.
Wings. So it has to be something with wings that is going to be something scary to a caterpillar.
A bird.
A butter.
Oh.
A bird.
A butterfly is a caterpillar.
Well, she kept saying birds with me.
I know that. So ooh, then if it's a bird, why does it say croaking?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a ring.
Because it's a crow.
Or it's a scarecrow.
So that's
no,
where
a
it
scarecrow.
throws people
It's a
off,
crow. It's a crow.
because the croaking makes people think that it's going to be a frog of some kind, but the flapping, even if you take a frog and you like, "Ah!" and you throw it into the air, its little arms and they move, that's not flapping, that's flailing, and then when it hits the ground, it's called bouncing. So that's not going to work so well. So why, wait, who's our speaker in the poem?
Caterpillar.
Why is the rook a danger in Caterpillar Town?
Because it eats it.
Caterpillars eat birds?
No, because the bird eats the caterpillar.
There you go.
Does it?
Sure.
So, here's where some of you
It moves.
are going to have to, I know, it's magic, pretend you are a smart caterpillar. It
Me.
may be a stretch for some of you, because you're like, I'm not even a dumb cat. If you were a smart caterpillar hanging out in Caterpillar Town, and the bird goes flying by, what would you do?
In the
You
ground.
guys are smart caterpillars. So most of you guys would run so you don't want to become caterpillar snack. What does our caterpillar do?
Just keep eating.
He shakes his little fists
he
up at the
eats and
sky,
eats again.
and he keeps on eating. He's a hungry, chunky little caterpillar, sometimes called chunk. Then we're going to get to stanza 3, and we introduce a new danger into Caterpillar Town, which could also kill him. Who's our stanza 3?
Me.
Go for it, stanza 3.
Here comes raindrops, helter skelter. I munch and nibble unguardingly. Hawthorn leaves are juicy and firm. All mind my business, I'm a good worm.
Nicely done. We're going to talk about the good worm in a moment. I know caterpillars are not worms. We'll get there. And it says, here come raindrops, helter skelter. I munch and nibble unregarding. Hawthorn leaves are juicy and firm. I'll mind my business. I'm a good worm.
Are you though?
Well, not me, but the speaker of the poem is.
Is they though? I'm a good worm.
They
It's
is.
fine.
I'm assuming you don't know what this phrase means, helter
Helter
skelter.
skelter.
It's in a Motley Crue song.
It is a Motley Crue song because of what it means. So, it means crazily or let's back up. When you guys go to lunch and you have to line up, we're all in that long hallway as we head down. Because if we just opened the door at the start of like lunch and just said, "Go get them," and you guys all took off running down the hallway like trampling each other, that would be an example of helter skelter, as all the kids go running down the hallway to try and like knock each other out of the way to try and get the food first. That's helter skelter. What is Our new danger, you said, is
Worm.
raindrops. So,
There's a worm dangerous to a cow.
if raindrops are coming helter-skelter, what kind of rain is it?
Heavy rain.
Crazy.
Hail.
So it's going to be a big, heavy storm. Not like a little sprinkly rain, but a big, heavy rain. Oh, who's our speaker in the poem?
Caterpillar.
So here's my next question. Why is rain a danger to caterpillars?
Drown them.
So that's usually the part that comes up is the drowning issue. But realize, what is the caterpillar on? Where do we find leaves? So if a caterpillar, by the way, this is my stunt caterpillar. He's wearing a helmet, so he'll be safe for this activity. Don't worry about it too much. If he is on
If water
a
hits
leaf
it, it's gonna fall off.
way up there, yeah. Now, so what'd you say?
If the water falls on it, it's gonna fall.
Because it's not a matter of drowning is the issue, because the rain's never going to get up to where he is unless we have a flood. But if we have, what kind of rain is it you said?
Heavy.
So our cat, oh no!
Just like that.
He's safe. Oh, thank God he's wearing a helmet. So if he's on the little leaf and then the big rain hits, if it's just a light rain, he's safe. But a heavy rain, all of a sudden now he falls to the ground. It's okay, he's safe again.
Is he though?
That's why he has to worry about it.
That's what that
So now you get to pretend again that you guys are smart caterpillars.
Yeah.
Rain comes,
Hey.
what do you do?
Run.
Get off the leaf.
What does our caterpillar do?
Stay on
Down
the
the
leaf.
leaf.
And
He's dumb.
Eat.
he stays there, shakes his little caterpillar feet up at the sky, and continues to eat no
Why
matter
is
what.
he so dumb? He's never even gonna grow into a butterfly at this rate.
Good question. Which brings us to this thing. I'll mind my business, which is going to help answer Gia's question. This actually has two meanings to it. One you're probably familiar with. Someone tells you to mind your own business.
I don't.
My mom tells me that all the time, but I don't really listen to her.
What does it mean when she says mind your own business?
Get out.
Don't ask any questions.
Go away. Go away.
So that's what's happening with our caterpillar. We have smart caterpillars like Gia, who's running to go hide. And Gia, the smart caterpillar, is like, what are you doing, you giant idiot? You're going to get killed. And our caterpillar goes, hey, Gia caterpillar, mind your own business. You do you, boo. I'm going to keep going out here and eating, and I'm going to be fine. But it turns out there's a second meaning to it. Pretend for a moment our caterpillars work at Caterpillar Co., the biggest company in Caterpillar land. And our caterpillar wants to move up the ranking of Caterpillar Co. Because what is Caterpillar Co. going to be famous for doing?
Caterpillar.
I mean, what? A butterfly.
What is the main thing caterpillars do?
Transform into butterfly.
Nicely done. Eating. Our caterpillar wants to get promoted and someday become manager at Caterpillar Co. So he doesn't have to work for the
Not if
man.
he dies.
The only way to get promoted at Caterpillar Co. is to become the best eater that's out there.
But bro's
So when
gonna
you
die.
have Gia caterpillars who go run and hide, our caterpillar's like, you're never getting promoted. So our caterpillar's like, the only way to get ahead in caterpillar land is to be really good at what you do. And what is it they do?
Eat and lunch.
Our caterpillar's gonna mind his business. Business is good. Business is,
Booming.
Money.
What?
what is caterpillar business?
Eating.
Now we figured it out.
No.
Then it brings us to,
I'm a good worm.
This-
Wait, he's a worm?
I take back that smart caterpillar thing. So we come back to
That's a fact.
where it says, I'm a good worm, much like our shocked caterpillar over here. Like, I didn't know caterpillars were worm. They're not.
They are.
So my question is, was our poet really confused, or was there a reason why he put
He be
worm?
living in
Because it rhymes
2023.
There you go. So this goes back to rhyme scheme. We can't put caterpillar there, because then it doesn't rhyme with firm. And you can't say, I'm a good caterpillar, because that just sounds weird.
Yeah, it's probably 2020.
So you switch it out and it becomes, I'm a good worm. For those of you who have grandparents, I think, when you've worked at a job a really long time, what do you eventually get to do?
Or salary.
Retire.
You get to retire. Our caterpillar knows that no matter how high up the ranking he goes, at some point he has to retire. Which brings us to stanza 4. And who's my stanza 4?
Me. No, it's not you.
Stanza 4, there's two big words. The first one is going to be melancholy. Good.
She already learned how to say
And
that.
the second one is
Mausoleum.
mausoleum. Nicely done. So this is our caterpillar learning about retirement.
I learned that at Beauty and the Beast.
When I'm old, tired, melancholy, I'll build a leaf green mausoleum close by on this lovely spray and die on the dream and dream the ages away. No, I know what it is.
Learning. When I'm old, tired, melancholy, I'll build a leaf green mausoleum close by here on this lovely spray and die and dream the ages away. Again, those of you who are Gia level of Smart Caterpillar, you know that he's referring to something, but our caterpillar's not Gia level of Smart Caterpillar. So don't go too far yet. First off, those of you who looked up, you know what melancholy is?
No,
Who actually looks
it means a lot. It means a lot.
Like something.
Look it up.
He's
have to.
old.
It's
It has to describe the old
melon
person.
thingy.
No, it
Close.
isn't. It's a
That-
it's
I
like
know
an
it
actual
is.
watermelon. It's in one of the songs.
Show it.
Melancholy is a level of sadness where you miss having
So
something.
he's depressed.
Exactly.
He's a depressed
It's a
word
melon.
caterpillar.
To give you the best example, when you're a few minutes into sixth period and you realize that you're not going to be in my classroom again for 23 hours, and like this level of sadness just comes over you, when you're like, I wish I had that man here making fun of me, but now I have to make fun of myself. That feeling of sadness, of missing a thing, that's what our caterpillar is going through. This
No, it's
melancholy.
a fun thing. I know what it is.
Me too, that's why I told you.
I think you're thinking about watermelon.
She is.
No, it's not watermelon. It's the green fruit.
It's called honeydew.
Oh.
Yeah. But at least you're allowed. That's almost like being correct. Our caterpillar says,
Same thing.
someday I have to retire from Caterpillar Co. I can't work here forever.
Then why does he want a promotion?
Because you still want to get up to the highest ranking you can
No, you
before.
don't. But he's gonna retire in like right now.
What he means by retiring is
So-
die.
So he's gonna like die and then like.
Our caterpillar is
Regenerate.
looking into the future. Right now, he's still a young buck caterpillar going out there trying to move up the ranks.
He's not a very smart caterpillar.
We've already covered that part.
Yes.
Oh, my
Stop
bad.
trying to caterpillar shape him. But he's looking into the future. Someday, he's just like me. Right now, I have to deal with all of these caterpillars. But someday I get to retire from caterpillars and I get to move on down the line.
To the butterfly.
Wait, how old are you?
47?
Oh.
Surprise!
You're my
My
dad's
dad's
age.
older
Okay.
than you.
My mom's 35.
My dad's 41.
Go her
My
also.
dad's 50. My dad's
Then
50.
our other big word, mausoleum.
Museum.
Close. It has the
It's a house.
same root word. It's a type of building.
It's a building
Oh,
where the
look
dead
at
bodies are.
There you go.
Yeah.
A mausoleum is a place where you bury people above ground.
Oh.
It's like
Hello?
So you're not burying them.
So you're still burying them. Well, this is technically called interning, but it's the same idea.
I want one.
So it's where instead of putting them in the
It's
ground,
like an open casket funeral, just like your dad.
except you close the casket.
Do they
No,
just
but
like
it's like
throw
open.
it in the
So you can just like
Because
open
it'll
the
decay
casket
anyway.
if you know who the owner. That's crazy. Who they're
Again,
who it is.
Wait, so
before
he's just dreaming of being in a casket?
trying to get there. So this is mausoleum. Is where you bury or intern dead people. And so it's that not everyone wants to be under the ground. Plus, in some places of the world,
It's a house of
Louisiana,
leaves.
you can't bury people underground.
'Cause of
In New
flood.
Orleans, because it floods too much. You don't want to have like caskets floating around. So
Or
there,
bottom
everybody has to be buried in one
Shopping
piece,
carts?
in
That's
above
what
ground
looks like
burial.
Bottom
They
Say
use
bear.
it, right?
So chop it up and throw it in the ocean.
Yeah.
That's a thing we can do for you at some point.
Oh no.
Our caterpillar, though, is saying that he is going to be building his own. Problem is, this is made of large bricks. Our little caterpillar, even with his a lot of arms, could never build one of those. So
I'll build
this
one for
Build it
him.
with leaves.
is a metaphor where it
Hey, we
says
learned about those.
he is building his own mausoleum that is green. He's going to build it on a leaf, because what is the thing he's making?
Oh, it's in a cocoon!
So this is a metaphor where he's saying he's building his own
Wait, so he
mausoleum.
wants to die while he's in the cocoon and never become a
At
butterfly?
some point, you're
Because
going to
he
not
was a
do this and do this,
Stop
and we're going to
yapping,
help you.
Gia.
Yeah, quit your yeah.
Nyla?
Now Gia's talking smart.
Wait, so they think they're gonna die when they make a cocoon or something like that?
No.
That's what our caterpillar believes. Because caterpillar goes
Wait, so
in.
he's gonna be like, oh my gosh, now I'm a butterfly.
Does a caterpillar come out?
Yeah, but they're butterflies.
Does a caterpillar come out?
No.
So as far as our caterpillar is concerned, he goes in
He
and
don't
dies.
come out.
So that's what our caterpillar. When it says the lovely spray,
It's the honeysuckle thingy, or not the honeysuckle.
Bro, what?
It's
Wait,
the
right.
leaf. The hawthorn.
The leaf.
nice look, it's the leafy thing.
Wait, what?
So our caterpillar is saying when he gets old enough to retire, he's going to build his own mausoleum he's going to go into and die, and then he'll be in there forever and die and dream the ages away. Now here's what our smart caterpillar Gia keeps having an issue with,
Me.
is the fact that apparently caterpillars don't die. You know that.
They
A
don't?
caterpillar doesn't know
Because he's
that.
not very smart.
Which brings us to stanza 5,
Caterpillars don't die?
which is similar to kids who just keep talking. Hi,
I
Lucas.
In like first grade, I had a like those things. I had like our whole class have. There's no leaves in the thingy, but they still make cocoons.
yeah.
So-
It's not made out of a leaf, it's made out of their actual spit.
Oh, that's what. Okay, that's what I thought.
So you don't have to have a leaf to do it. They hang it on a leaf as safety. But it's not always made
I
from a
thought
leaf.
that's right.
If you
Hi,
have
Chloe.
You know, like, what's that place? The state that you just said?
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
Yeah. What if they, like, actually had it underground and there was, like, caskets and, like...
They used to, and then they kept flooding and they kept floating up, so they stopped doing it. That's
So
how
imagine just walking down the street and you see a missing arm.
Okay.
That's why you throw it in the
not
ocean.
okay.
Chop it up. Don't forget to chop
Go
it
give it to
up.
Isis.
Who is my stanza 5? So as Napora reads
Can't
this
make a new
one,
one.
we're going to find out that there are rumors in Caterpillar Town about something happening to caterpillars after they die. Again, this is our caterpillar looking into the future about what he's been hearing about happening things.
If he's looking in the future, then he'd be able to tell he's a butterfly.
Some say worms
I was being weird again.
resurrection.
Hang on, I'm going to have you start again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Some say worms when
Resurrection.
resurrection with white wings beating flitter flutter, but wings or a sound sleek. Why should I care? Either way, I'll miss my share.
Nicely done. So this is the rumor our caterpillar has been hearing, where it says some, meaning some caterpillars, say worms win resurrection with white wings beating flitter flutter, but wings or a sound sleep, why should I care? Either way, I'll miss my share. Big word, but I think you guys know this one. Resurrection?
Yeah, we learned
Hey,
that.
Isis does that.
Yeah, Isis.
No,
Resurrection.
she like
coming back to life.
She resurrects
she does some
It's when
freaky
you bring
stuff,
someone
but-
back from the dead.
Isn't it Anubis?
No,
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 Isis
it was
brings
Isis.
Osiris back.
Yeah,
to the
Osiris
dead.
got karate chop.
She made some.
Hey,
Isis
that
literally
he lost.
made a part of the body.
Yes,
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
aware. Good.
That's why
You
she's
heard
the
that story
goddess
the other day.
of something I forgot because
So-
I did it to my work.
Resurrection means to come back to life. So that's what our caterpillar has been hearing. That when you go into your mausoleum, some caterpillars apparently come back to life and have this resurrection thing. We already have a term. If we bury somebody and they're dead and they come back up out of the grave and roam the earth,
they're zombies.
we call them zombies. So our caterpillar has heard rumors about these caterpillars who come back to life as zombies.
But they don't call them butterflies.
And not only are they zombies, they also seem to have a superpower.
They can fly.
Where's your evidence?
They're butterflies have wings. Flitter flutter.
Flitter flutter with the white wings.
But they can't do
So
anything.
our caterpillar realizes when he dies, he is going to come back to life as a flying caterpillar zombie, which is what freaks him out. Now, some of you are a little smart,
That
a
looks like
little
you.
smarter than a caterpillar, and you realize that they don't come back as flying caterpillar zombies.
A butterfly.
What do we call them?
Butterfly.
We call them butterflies. Now
Oh,
realize,
that's one ugly
for the
butterfly.
caterpillars, they don't know butterflies. They just know that you were a caterpillar, then you died, then you came back to life. Plus, do butterflies eat leaves?
Yes, no, they eat pollen.
They eat pollen. So technically, they're very much like a zombie because they land on the flower and they have like their little nose noodle and they stick their nose noodle inside the flower and they eat the brains of the flowers. When butterflies land, they just go brains, 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 and they suck out all of the caterpillar, sorry, all of the flower brains.
Alliteration.
Before we get to alliteration,
With white wings.
this part, when he says, either way, I'll miss my share, What is the share he's talking about?
His caterpillar thing.
So he says, but wings or a sound sleep, why am I going to care? Either way, I'll miss my share. There's something he is not going to get that he really, really enjoys when he becomes a
His
butterfly.
promotion.
No, eating.
Eating what?
The leaves.
That's the miss my share. He's going to end up not getting a chance to eat leaves. Then we have this stanza has a ton of alliteration.
With white
What's our
flutter,
first
with white
alliteration?
wings,
with white
sound
wings.
asleep, sound
What?
That's not our first one.
Oh.
Some say
Our next one?
with white wings.
Nope.
Worms
Whoa,
worms win.
Worms win.
With white wings.
Then with white wings.
Flitter,
Flitter, flutter.
Sound sleep.
Sound sleep.
That's it.
Miss share.
Bro, what?
Miss my
Miss mine.
Miss
Why should
mine.
I care?
Nicely
I
done.
said that!
No, you did not. So then, after all of these rumors have been going around, our caterpillar decides, you know what? Final stanza, I'm going to stick with doing the one thing I care about.
Eat my leaves.
Stanza 6. Go for it.
Under this loop of honeysuckle, a hungry, hairy caterpillar, I crawl on my high and swinging seat and eat as one ought to eat.
Nailed it. It says, again, under this loop of honeysuckle, a hungry, hairy caterpillar, I crawl on my high and swinging seat and eat as one ought to eat. So again, our speaker is the caterpillar. What is the one thing our caterpillar cares about doing? Eating. So he's like, after all the rumors, after all the retirement that I'm going to go through, the one thing I'm going to focus on doing is eating. The one thing I care about. Oh, what is the swinging seat he's referring to?
Oh, the honeysuckle.
No, the
Leaf.
the
The
leaf.
It's a close on the honeysuckle, but the leaf that he's on. And then we have a bunch of good alliteration and one bad alliteration. So what is my
Hungry,
first?
hairy caterpillar.
First good alliteration?
Hungry,
Hungry,
hairy.
hairy caterpillar. And the bad one is eat.
What's my next good one?
Swinging
Swinging seat.
Eat.
No, that's the bad.
My last good one?
Eat as one ought to eat.
One ought to eat.
One ought. Nicely done.
Yes, I said that.
The bad one is eat, because it can't be the same word because it doesn't rhyme.
There you go.
I literally said that again.
Yeah, I know, but you kept saying it for the wrong time. Because I said, what's our good ones? And you just,
One?
I know,
Yeah.
it's that listening, paying attention thing. So, anytime you just repeat the same, like if I say for quiz, write in a good example of alliteration, and you go turtle, 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 and then go flexy, flexy, I'm going to make fun of you. Because that is not good alliteration on that one. That's bad alliteration. Hi, Lucas.
Is that where they got the Pokemon from? Alliteration? Squirtle and Turtle?
They rhyme, but yes, that's not alliteration. That's you're on the right. A lot of Pokemon, the different
That's a
forms of them,
sonnet.
they do often.
That's not a sonnet. I'm just kidding.
They oftentimes stick with either alliteration or rhyme throughout
A
most of
sonnet is
Pokemon.
the vowel thing.
Sonnet is 14 lines, and then it's in a Flimerian complex theme.
Nicely done.
Synonym.
Is that?
Yeah, a
Okay,
sonnet.
what's a synonym?
Well, she's talking about a sonnet,
Squirrel.
which is different than a sonnet.
It's 14 lines, and it's like in Planium Theory X something. I don't know. I forgot how to say it.
But a sonnet is the repetition of a vowel sound, alliteration. But
What's an example of a sonnet?
Wait a
one ought,
Oh, is it when like it's a silent?
It's when it's a vowel within the word.
or like angry apples would be a sonnet, something like that. Nicely done. Tomorrow, we're going to deal with rhyme scheme. And we'll go from there. But now, the bell rings, so we're done.
Let's go!
Why don't you tell us like when